Hi guys, so it's Friday night. It's August 10th, and I'm answering a question that it's not a question that I personally have or care about, but a lot of people seem to be concerned about this topic, which is the judge in the Manafort trial. Apparently, and I've been watching the news on and off, and the legal commentators all say that he's known for having this kind of rough personality, kind of like he's very direct. And I don't think there's anything there, but since people want to know, I'll ask. So the questions I've written here is what is up with him? What quote unquote side is he on? Why are all these breaks happening? Today somebody wrote to me. She said that there had been a long break and the judge hadn't told what was going on. When I got her message, I assumed that it was like, wow, maybe Manafort is gonna, get a deal or whatever. He's trying to get a deal. But I guess nothing's clear so far. Right? So I'm just gonna ask, so what is up with this Judge Ellis? He's supposedly kind of very tough on the prosecutors. Why? And what's up with him? Well, it's just showing here that it's almost like the judge is seeing the issues, and he wants everything always very cut and dry. He does not want any interference. He wants to limit the situation. It sort of reminds me of when you're cropping an image in Photoshop or using a design program where you have to frame the image as tightly as possible, just so you kind of, it focuses, okay? So that's what I think it's showing, is that he doesn't want noise. He wants hyper clarity. Okay, and he feels that it's coming back to think about the clothing. He doesn't want it to be about the he doesn't want it to be about the clothing. He wants it to be about the numbers. Okay. So he doesn't want a kind of a circus trial. Okay, he just wants it to be, he thinks the issue is already quite clear, but he feels that he does not want, and I think from his perspective, he's saying, I know people think I'm against the prosecution. That's not true. I'm actually helping them. I'm making the case very, like, 1, 2, 3 kind of thing, okay? They're saying, and he's saying, those people are looking for any opportunity to create appeals, to create hanging something. They want distraction. Okay, so I have to cut the distraction. I know those items were important, but the core here is really the financial information. So let's rely on the financial information as opposed to the tabloid item, quote unquote. Okay. So what side is he on? I don't think. Yeah, I think he's a very fair person. I think he's obviously on the I think it's on the prosecution side because he sees the numbers are clear from him. It's almost like a math thing, okay? It's just all about numbers, and the numbers are obvious. Not just the numbers, but from his perspective, he's seeing the level of fraud. It's almost like from his perspective, he sees that the fraud went into the local banks. There's so many levels of which something seems simple. It crossed so many boundaries. So he finds it intellectually stimulating in this case. Okay, so what are these breaks happening all the time? Like, for example, what's going on? Why are these breaks happening? Guys, I keep seeing, actually, I thought I was going to see Manafort wanting to negotiate. No, I don't see him negotiating a deal at all. I see Mueller. It's showing that, it's funny, it pops up, Mueller, and it's I think the prosecution wants to explain what is going on with Manafort affects the overall Mueller investigation. So they have to explain to him how some of the information connects to that and why some of it is necessary, some of it can't be publicized, but they obviously can't talk about it in public. Rick Gates, yeah, Rick Gates, and I remember seeing about this that he, the testimony he's giving against Manafort is only one thing that he knows a lot about. He has a lot to talk, more to talk. So that's why. Okay, they can't really obviously explain the full strategy that Mueller has communicated to them, but what they can do is explain the story, why the story of Manafort is relevant to the overall investigation, and why they can't say, or they can bring in certain things, why some things need to remain private. That's it. Okay. Should we worry about this guy? Is there anything? No. To worry about? No. No, he's just trying to make it very tight. Okay, and I think he knows that it's a pretty clear case. There's not much. It's not dramatic in any way. It's pretty clear. He just wants it to be, again, about the facts and about the numbers, as opposed to, oh, look at how the clothes, like what they were like, and what, all this stuff. It's not relevant, okay, from his perspective. It's not the point. The point is not to create his name. It's not the point. It's not to create a tabloid story. Okay, so that's that. And people are saying, no, I think he thinks that the whole thing, the numbers are, he thinks it's actually quite interesting or funny because it's so obvious. It is so bad, okay? So that's that. The reason why he's cutting the prosecution is that he's very careful to kind of cut it, to cut it in the sense of like, what is the priority here? Let's stick to it. Let's not create a circus. Let's not create an opportunity for the defense to kind of, be a little bit like Trump in the sense of like try to do whataboutism, kind of like try to attack, like, you see what it's a little bit like he does not want it to, he wants to avoid appeals. He wants when the decision comes out to be like boom, bah, bada bing, bada boom, whatever, call it, right? So that's that, guys. That's very clear, okay? All right, bye. Yeah, bye, goodbye. Manafort, yeah, how about his mouth? Nobody cares, no. I do it. So what? Nobody can. I am a special person. Do I look like criminal? Do you know? No. Girl, bye.